you doing? Yeah, same old, same old. Yeah. Good seeing you.
Esmeralda Vargas, and I'm the Acting Dean of Health Sciences. I'm delighted that all of you could join us for this special wing dedication ceremony to commemorate the remarkable legacy of Mary Alice Lopez, a dedicated nursing educator who taught here at Laredo College when it was formerly known as Laredo Junior College. We're very pleased that members of the Mary Alice Lopez family are here today, some of whom have traveled from out of town. I hear somebody's here from Canada. I want to ask the Mary Alice Lopez family to please stand so that you may be recognized. I would also like to recognize our Laredo College president, Dr. Minita Ramirez. Help me welcome the Laredo College Board of Trustee President, Ms. Lupita Cepeda. We also have our Laredo College Administrative Officers, Dr. Maricela Tijerina, Provost, Vice President of Academic Affairs, Dr. Diego Arazola, Vice President of Compliance and Risk Management, Dr. Federico Solis Jr., Vice President of Student Success and Enrollment, Mr. Cesar Vela, Vice President of Finance and Administration, and Dr. Diana Ortiz, Vice President of Institutional Advancing. I also want to introduce the Associate Degree Nursing and Bachelor of Nursing program faculty. Please stand to be recognized. I would also like to welcome some of the retired nursing faculty, and I ask that you also please stand to be recognized. I would also like to acknowledge those clinical agencies that partner with Laredo College to help prepare our nursing students. Will representatives from the following institutions please stand to be recognized? Doctors Hospital of Laredo, Laredo Medical Center, Laredo Specialty Hospital, Regent Care Center, Laredo West and Laredo North Nursing and Rehab, United Independent School District, Laredo Independent School District, Laredo Nursing and Rehabilitation Center, City of Laredo Health Department, Gateway, At this time, I would also like to introduce our speakers for this afternoon. Please help me welcome our first speaker, Laredo College President, Dr. Minita Ramirez.
Thank you, Dr. Vargas, and welcome to the Lopez family, to all of you who so well deserve this. As you all know, I started it almost 2 years ago. It'll be 2 years in July, and one of the first things, people kept referring to the Lopez Nursing Building where there were no nurses and there was no healthcare. And I kept saying, why do we call that the nursing building and the Lopez Nursing Building, and we're not doing healthcare there? And it just stayed. The beauty is that we have this amazing facility where Mary Alice Lopez's name belongs. And so very quickly, the team decided that this is where her name belonged and where we needed to recognize Mary Alice for all of her contributions for the many years of dedication to Laredo College. We all know that the profession of nursing is one not only that is noble, but that for rural areas, and I consider Laredo, even though many consider it a big city, a rural area. Healthcare, a deprived healthcare community and our surrounding communities depend on our ADNs and our RNs and our bachelors of nursing students for their primary healthcare. And so we're very grateful to all of our health services But certainly today we want to pay very special tribute to Mary Alice, who helped initiate our nursing program, our health sciences. And at the time, from the stories I hear, not only did they do nursing, but they did everything else. And so faculty was limited, and the needs were great. And people did what they had to do when they had to do it. And certainly Mary Alice answered the call immediately. She knew what needed to be done, and the program began. Over the years, we've had some amazing faculty members follow in her footsteps. And she has always been that beacon of hope, the beacon of light, and the beacon of healthcare. And we're very grateful to all of you for being here today for this long-awaited day to honor Mary Alice. And I say Mary Alice like I knew her. I did when I was a little girl, when Pancho and I were in school together. She was that pinnacle of nursing. The person who cared, the person who did what she needed to do when it needed to be done. No questions asked. Nobody ever said, how much am I going to get paid? She certainly didn't. She just knew that it needed to happen, and she was willing to do it. And so for that, we know that her family made numerous sacrifices for her dedication to Laredo College. So we thank you for not only sharing her with Laredo College, but sharing her and her time with the entire Laredo community, because she helped so many and she did so much for so many. And truly today, she is the example of what a true healthcare provider should be. So thank you all for being here for this very special day. To our provost and to Dr. Vargas and all of Dr. Miller, who have really carried this program through for the last, 10, 20 years. Thank you for your service and your dedication, because it means more to a community like ours than people realize. To our students who are getting ready to graduate, to our students who are getting ready to enter the field, you have big shoes to fill. And we know that you're ready, we know that you're prepared, we know that you've had the best training possible. And we wish you very, very much what your success should be, what you want it to be, but more importantly, what it could be. Reach for your goals. Always, always remember the training that you received here and that beacon of hope that Ms. Lopez has set for you all many, many years ago. And so you're going to hear from some very special people who work with her directly, and I hope that it sets that guiding light for you, that you all so deserve, and that you all will, I know, will make us all proud of where you're headed and what you're doing. So thank you all for being with us today on this special occasion. And to the family, we're so glad to see all of you here together today. And to those that couldn't be with us, we know that they're listening in heaven, and we appreciate you being here. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ramirez. Our next speaker is a Laredo College professor of psychology and Mary Alice Lopez friend and mentee, Ms. Diana Espinosa.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I won't go through the welcomes anymore because Esmeralda did a great job, so I'm having to redo my speech here. But I do welcome everybody here, all the administration, the nursing community, the nursing students. My name is Diana Espinosa, and I am extremely honored to be here to tell the story of my great friend and pioneer, Mary Alice Lopez. Before I start with the story, I have to say that today starts Nurses Week. May 6th through the 12th is Nurses Week. And so I quickly researched to find out how many nurses we have in the United States. And according to the U.S. Census Bureau, we have 110 million registered nurses in practice. It is with great honor that we commence this week, coinciding with the birthday, for those that don't know, Florence Nightingale, who was the founder of modern nursing. This tradition of celebrating nurses started in January of 1974, and it pays tribute, as you all know, to the invaluable contributions of nurses, the people that are the heart of healthcare. Today, on May 6th, we mark the beginning of Nurses Week, and I'd like to just take a few moments before I start with my story to have the nurses that are RNs already to please stand up, and let's give everybody, including me, a round of applause. So what am I going to say? I'm going to tell you the recount, and I had to go back. I had to call the family, I had to call my friends in Project Hope to try to get all the historical pieces together for this story. But I'm here to tell the story of Mary Alice Lopez and why I'm the one that's doing it, right? So what we want to do is go back a little bit before I actually get into her story and talk a little bit about an organization called Project Hope. Project Hope is still in existence. You all can go into their website and see all the wonderful things that they continue to do. Well, this Project Hope organization started under the leadership of Dr. William Walsh in 1960 when he collaborated with President Dwight D. Eisenhower. And he went to him and said, let's get one of your World War II hospital ships, let's refurbish it, and let's take it around the world and go do some good for people in need. So it all came to fruition, and they started to do that. So these nurses that joined Project Hope were in all parts of the world, and one of the only surviving nurse from that original group that decided to come from Sri Lanka, she was doing a tour in Sri Lanka, she joined Project Hope to come to Laredo. So they did 2 land grants back in the late 60s, 69, I guess to be precise. Land grants, one was in the Arizona with the Navajo Indians, and then one was in Laredo for our nursing program. So Project Hope was established. It stands for people, it stands for health opportunities for people everywhere. So they refurbish that ship, and then they start. So Jean Delaganes comes as one of many of the Project Hope nurses, and I got to work with all of them, and they started the program. But when they came, people don't know this, they didn't establish an RN program or an LVN program. They started with a 16-week community health aid program. And those community health aides were started to work with the Laredo Health Department. A lot of those students that graduated from that program became students in the first nursing class for the associate degree nursing program. So the first class, if my memory serves me right and all the data I've collected, was in 71, is what we can figure out. So that's how our nursing program started, and it was Laredo Junior College. So then I come on board at a very young age. I had just graduated from Texas Women's University with my bachelor's, and I got hired. So Mary Alice was the first RN with a baccalaureate degree here in Laredo. Now keep this in perspective. Back then, women did not go to college, much less leave town and get a 4-year degree. Mary Alice Lopez did that. Yep. So yeah, round of applause for Mary Alice. Yeah. So then 73, 74ish, all the Project Hope nurses are here. I come in and they hire me. So I become the second RN, the second one, only the second one with a baccalaureate degree in nursing. So they took me hook, line, and sinker. They said, we need, as you well know, Diana, we are always in need of faculty. Now we need masters prepared. Back then it was only a bachelor's, as you probably know. So anyway, so Mary Alice knew that I was very young, and she said no. Her mother instinct came in, and she said, I've got to help her. I've got to teach her how to teach, and I've got to tell her about the hospital, and on and on and on. And she did that, and she became my friend. So we shared a lot of things. She imparted a lot of guidance. Her specialty was obstetrics and gynecology, and mine is medical surgical nursing. Even though our specialties were very different, she guided me every step of the way. She said, I know you're dealing with medical surgical, but you do this, this, this. I'll do the babies over here, and I'll do it this way. And so she was coaching me literally every step of the way. And then I took off. So I became the second RN nurse with a baccalaureate degree and the first nurse practitioner in Laredo, guys. A lot of you don't know that, but I got that way back when as well. Okay, so then we're great friends, and we do a lot of social things too. It wasn't all about nursing. And then tragically, she was diagnosed with a terminal illness, and she departed in March of 1977. All her memories, of course, live with us all the time. I can't tell you that a day goes by that I get this fleeting thought about her. I drive by Corpus Christi Street, I think of her. I drive by Nixon, I think of Laura. You know, I think of the Haynes family and my cousin Cynthia. I think of Mary Alice. You know, it's just those things that never go away. So she left just a really, really mark in me. And all I want to say now, students, sorry, I told you students. I don't know if you're listening, but I didn't mean that. I wanted to share something before I close, and that's our TV, our new pictures that are going around, just to point out some few people. So if you give me just 2 more minutes and I'll be done. So here we go. This is Mary Alice Lopez, right? And then we'll go real quickly. And this is Leonie Schnur, another Project Hope nurse, Tom Della. Okay, I was going to say a few more things, but anyway, there's Jane Fuller, and also a Project Hope nurse, and this is the chef, the World War II chef that took the nurses all over the country. There's Mary Alice Lopez with Mayor Martin, Jane Fuller, and another nurse there. That's our second director of nursing, Elaine Geisler from the East Coast, and this is a group of a bunch of the nurses and staff that we had during the 60s. That's me, guys. Jean Fuller. I look the same, thank you. Dr. Domingo Arechiga, Roger Johnston, right? Also, and that's pretty much what we could come up with at this time. So I just want to say something real quickly and say that good friends are like stars. You don't always see them, but you know they're here. Mary Alice Lopez, wherever she may be, undoubtedly is rejoicing in this legacy that we're doing for her. So again, thank you so much for allowing me to share this very heartfelt chapter of my life that impacted me tremendously all these years. And it was so good that I'm still doing it. I'm still nursing, I told Diana, and I'm still teaching, and I completed my 50th year this year. But thank you so much. Love you.
Served in various capacities during her tenure at Laredo College and will provide an overview of the Mary Alice Lopez Award. Please help me welcome the retired Dean of Health Sciences, Dr. Diana Miller.
Good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me? Okay. President, administrator, staff, and especially Ms. Lopez's family, I want to thank you for all you do. I told my husband I wasn't going to cry. My name is Diana Miller, and I'm retired after 32 years of being here at the college. And I was asked to speak of the impact Miss Mary Alice Lopez and why she continues to play such a part in the nursing department. And it came about how I wrote this because I was asked a question. And the question was, why has the tradition continued in having nursing students be recognized and receive the Mary Alice Lopez Award during each pinning ceremony? And for your information, the first Mary Alice Award started in 1977, and it's been a tradition now for 47 years. However, this question requires an answer, which is much more important than legacy. It's an answer that addresses influence and impact upon others. So I would like to address this in two parts. The first focuses on Mrs. Lopez's personal history and her impact on others. Ms. Lopez was an influencer. She was noted throughout Laredo for her interactions, her contributions with her peers, her students, her clinical personnel, and her patients. She was one of the first nursing instructors, as you heard about, at Laredo College School of Nursing when it opened. The director of nursing department at that time, Miss Elaine Lopez, Geisler for this, had recommended, and this was the second one, as Ms. Espinosa mentioned, recommended that the nursing building at Laredo Junior College to be named after Ms. Lopez, and the college trustees unanimously approved the naming. The interesting part is, this was the first building at Laredo College that was named after a woman. And as Geisler explained, there is no individual who has contributed more to the life, students, and success than the college nursing program. I keep looking up tears, she's crying about crying. And Mary Alice Lopez. In addition, I'm going to read an excerpt from a graduate from Miss Lopez's nursing class. So this was written back quite a while. She goes, Miss Mary Lopez, a name that resonates in my heart since encountering her as my maternal health instructor. Her soft, feminine, delicate voice that only articulated professional terms as a mechanical engineer describing the intricacies of a superb structure. And for her, it was a woman's pregnant body. The emphasis of the importance for precision and measurement was abstract to us as students, with focus was the inside of the woman's pelvis. Mary Lopez described every aspect of the woman's pelvis for us, where we could understand and appreciate the fruition of a new life made possible by a woman's body. The joy of witnessing a delivery in Mercy Hospital at the crack of dawn during our clinical rounds of labor and delivery was maintained in the quietness and in its astuteness. Her hands became instrument to us in touching newborns, handling them, wrapping them, visiting them in the nursery as boiling rice was being made into premature infant's formula. Her smiles were our rewards. Her gentleness became our bloodlines to carry on to this day, which was empathy. Her bravery with battling death to teach us became her legacy to this day. I boast about her to this day. I love my profession because of her. Thank you, Mary Lopez, for showing us being selfless is work because invisible healing pours out with us without us ever knowing at times. The lives we touched with the most of gratitude. Thank you. What a wonderful legacy to leave to the nursing program and to students. Just to reflect on Ms. Lopez's qualities were her tremendous contributions to the generations of nursing professionals by being a mentoring spirit and a living example of gentleness and empathy even during personal trials. So this leads us to the second reason for why continue the tradition. The second reason comes from the recipients who have received the Mary Alice Lopez Award over the years. The practice of the nursing profession is both an art and a science. The students must understand and apply the knowledge and skills that you have developed throughout the program and throughout your career. However, it is your quality of care and personal character toward others that brings nursing to the holistic level for patients. They become more than practitioners. They become advocates for patient wholeness. These are the characteristics that describe Mary Alice Lopez. In order to understand the importance of receiving this award, I want to explain how the nursing student is chosen to be honored with it. In our student handbook, it says, for the Mary Alice Lopez Award, the classmate selects one peer as the nurse that they would entrust to care for their own loved ones. Can you imagine what an honor it is to be selected by your peers for this award? Because of compassion, enthusiasm, and empathy that you have displayed to your peers, to the patients you care for, that you become chosen as the one they want you to take care of their own patients, their own family. This award sets a high standard for care, which all graduates should strive to attain. I'm going to close with a poem that I felt represented Ms. Lopez and all the past recipients of the Mary Alice Award. The poem is called For a Special Nurse. For a special nurse, long before you entered nursing, the Lord had played his part, planting seeds of love and kindness and the portals of your heart. For it's clear that you've been gifted with a sympathetic ear and blessed from the beginning with a willingness to cheer. And the people who you care for are better off by far when they're touched by our compassion, by the person that you are. For in times of woe and worry, when they're frightened and they're blue, no one could be more consoling than the friend they'll find in you. Thank you again for this opportunity and privilege to be part of continuing the Mary Alice Lopez Award and her legacy. Thank you.
We will hear from the 2024 Mary Alice Lopez Award recipient. Please help me welcome Associate Degree Nursing student, Ms. Claudia Samantha Guajardo.
Hello, good afternoon. I'm deeply honored and humbled to receive the Mary Alice Lopez Award for showing compassion and empathy towards patients and colleagues, to be acknowledged by my fellow nursing students for something that is not just my profession, but it's also my passion, is truly something special. Nursing is not a solo journey, and I am fortunate to have a cohort that shares the same commitment to providing compassionate care. Let us remember why we embarked on this journey in the first place. We are here because we have a calling to serve others, to make a difference in people's lives during their most vulnerable times. I want to express my thanks to Mary Alice Lopez family for bestowing this honor. The dedication to the nursing wing will inspire me, future nursing students, to continue striving for excellence in everything that we do. Thank you once again for this incredible honor.
I would now like to invite Ms. Maria Teresa Lopez Hill to come and share some family remarks.
tell you the tale of Mary Alice Lopez. 1928, Mary Alice was born in Cleveland, Texas. Her parents were Agustina and Esperanza Galán, Gus and Hope. That's important. It's a quiz question. Gus was a machinist with the railroad, a good paying job, but Hope, being from San Antonio, really missed her friends and family. She arranged to have Licha born, baptized, in the same church where she and Gus were married in order to visit the old neighborhood and the family. She prayed to get back home. In a way, God answered her prayers. 1929, stock market crash. Jobs were lost, banks closed, money lost. The little family moved back to San Antonio into Gus's parents' home, along with his brother and two sisters and a baby niece, just a cousin, only a year apart in age. There were 9 people in the one home, crowded but cozy, yet thriving. 2 little brothers soon joined the family, Daniel and Agustin Galán, aka Sonny and Bud. Know that the family was really big on the late 1930s and early 40s. Gus Sr. moved the whole family to Laredo because he got a new job at another railroad company. They moved the family into Laredo. Both Gus and Gus Sr. worked as machinists now in the railroad. Licha attended Christian Middle School. She took piano lessons and found her love of music. She played tennis and discovered her love of sports. She soon attended Martin High School and she bloomed. She was president of the Courtesy Service Club and the Pan American Forum, an ROTC sponsor, a senior star. She was the first female student to take automotive mechanics classes at Martin High School. She was a Miss Laredo contestant. She tutored her classmates from Martin that lived in La Colonia that struggled with studies, and she discovered she liked to teach. Mom graduated in 1946. With friends drafted to serve in World War II, she wanted to serve also as a military nurse. She was ready to start her training at Incarnate Word College and nursing school at Santa Rosa Hospital. She was housed in a dormitory along with 100 of her best friends. Her nursing classmates were made up of nuns and girls from all over Texas and other states. Once friends, you were a friend for life. She was known as Maggie, M-A-G, her initials used to sign her promise rules. On Friday, bus trip home to Laredo, she met Guillermo Lopez, taking the same bus home once he was separated from service from the military, honorably discharged. He asked her on a date that very same night, and she agreed. She got gussied up and waited. It was 3 hours late. Wait. He was late for a few hours after showing up dirty from having to fix his truck on the side of the road, driving in from Oilton, the ranch, with flowers in his hand. Okay. He won her heart. While at Incarnate Word, her mom got sick, so Mary Alice would take bus back and forth on weekends to help take care of her. Hope died in 1949, carcinomatosis of the breast, as well as on the birth certificate. That just made her drive further into her studies to finish and get back home. She grew very close to the Sisters of Charity or the Incarnate Word, attending daily mass and evening rosaries. She graduated in 1950 with a bachelor's degree in nursing. Her plans to be a military nurse changed to teaching. nursing at she was teaching nursing classes, skills, introductory skill at Martin High School for a year. I think she was waiting for her registration to come in. Okay. She started nursing at Mercy Hospital, and her love was labor and delivery. She and Guillermo Lopez really are married in 1953. They started immediately out of a family. 5 children in 5 years. 2-year break, followed by 2 more. 7 kids in 8 years. She was busy. Both mom and dad were busy raising a family and working full-time. 1960, mom started working with LASD. She needed the weekends off. She was doing school nursing so she could have time with her family after work. The truth be told, when the hospital called and said that they needed an LND nurse to take the shift, they would call mom to see if she was available, and if she couldn't, she took the shift. Dad was a weekend rancher, and mom was a weekend sports watcher, but he was gone. She loved her Aggie football games. Then, she was also a den mom for our neighborhood boys and my brothers. We started public school, having been 4 or 5 years over in parochial classes. So once we started public school, she started teaching catechism over at St. Joe's in the evening, twice a week, and took us with her. Always a full-time mom, a full-time nurse, and a full-time wife. In 1969, we heard that she had the opportunity to teach again with Project Hope started and teamed with Laredo Junior College, getting the curriculum ready for the first nursing class. She was very proud to be a Laredoan, putting her nursing skills to work, preparing other nurses to provide the health care needed to an underserved community. She loved her job and she gave it her all. Mom was diagnosed with breast cancer and all that chemotherapy and surgeries brought on. In 1973, Dad died of a heart attack at the ranch near Orton, doing what he loved, ranching. She maintained as normal home as she could for us. She loved to watch Pancho play Little League Baseball. Right? She fished with the boys with special bait used to haul in a large haul of fish at the envy of the others that were around them, and they never revealed what that bait was. Between trips to MD Anderson Hospital for treatment and participating in their research studies, teaching classes, supervising students in clinicals, and raising 7 kids, she did her best to meet her commitments, but always appreciated and accepted help from family and friends. Summertime had us kids with mom driving on to the way to Houston to visit family while she continued her treatments. Mom's cancer spread quickly and she entered Mercy Hospital as a patient. One last trip to MD Anderson. We brought her home in March. I've had a few weeks with her before she passed away at home. She was 49 years old. Mom's legacy is threefold. Her strong faith in God and her devotion to Mother Mary, a love of family, through a strong family bond, and always, the pursuit of education. Now, since her passing, the family has kind of split out. but always, always, the important thing was communication. We've been in Brazil, we've been in Laredo, Spain, we've been in Canada, Seattle, Washington, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, Dallas, Houston, Austin, and San Antonio. But we always call Laredo home. Always. Grandchildren have come along. We have, among the children and the grandchildren of Mary Alice and Gibbon, we're employed by Delta Airlines. We have a DJ in Dallas. I call her a music therapist. A Pilates trainer, an LVN who moved on to special education for migrant children, an LVN that then pursued computer programming working with education services that are in Region 20, a retired college educator, an administrative assistant to a high school principal, a store manager for a gas company, a radiographer, a medical assistant, civil engineers, and spouses that are RNs, speech therapists, occupational therapists, a CODA, a lieutenant in the Navy who's a COO for the IT business branch for the Defense Health Agency globally, and the best for last, our weekend grandchildren. Grandchildren, great-grandchildren, the boys are a little too small, too young, but if Grandpa or Papi Pancho has his way, they'll be weekend grandchildren. Mike's son will be probably an engineer or a nurse. Mom's great-granddaughter, who's 6 years old, has decided that she has taken Taekwondo, wants to be an oceanographer scientist, a snow skier, an artist, and a Disney princess. She can be whatever she wants. This is only our version of Mom's story. It's a tale of Mary Alice Lawrence. All of it true, even the little bits that the teller has decided to let me know. Okay. Only the bits that I have made up, just to make the story coalesce. The Lopez family wishes to thank the LC Board of Trustees, the college president, Dr. Ramirez, nursing department faculty and staff, and a special thank you to Dr. Liana Ortiz, who was most instrumental in making this rededication ceremony a reality. In preparing for today, my siblings gathered and remembered, laughed, and cried over stories and memories told. It was a very healing and therapeutic couple of days in one house. We don't have the words to express just how grateful we are to know that LC community will continue to honor the memory of our mom and associate her name with the nursing department housed within this beautiful state-of-the-art campus. Thank you.
Next, I would like to ask Dr. Michael Martinez, Bachelor of Science in Nursing and Associate Degree Nursing Programs Director, to come and share an overview of the Associate Degree Nursing Program.
Good afternoon. As we stand on the edge of a new era, the future of nursing education in Texas and at Laredo College beckons us with promise and purpose. Our journey as educators has always begun with recognizing the pivotal its programs today in shaping the next generation of compassionate caregivers. Let us explore 3 key aspects or 3 points that must be made in every nursing program and what we see here at Laredo College in order for us to have such a successful program. The first point would be the significance of nursing education. Second point would be the role of faculty and administration. And of course, the third one would be the extraordinary contributions and leadership of Ms. Mary Alice Lopez. To begin, nursing education programs serve as the bedrock upon which competent, skilled nurses are forged. Here at LC, we equip students with the knowledge, clinical expertise, and ethical grounding necessary to navigate this complex role and to lead in healthcare. As our population ages and healthcare needs evolve, the demand for well-prepared nurses intensifies and will continue to do so in the future. A robust nursing education program ensures that graduates are not only technically proficient, but also empathetic, adaptable, and committed to lifelong learning. Which brings us to point 2, the role of faculty and administration. So imagine or picture a ship navigating uncharted waters. The crew, of course, would be the faculty and administrators, who will determine the program's course and overall trial. In our quest to continue to create the #1 nursing program in Texas, which has had this title for the past 6 years, our impact cannot be overstated. These achievements start with passionate educators like Ms. Mary Alice Lopez, who inspired students, ignited curiosity, and fostered critical and clinical thinking. We have since bridged theory and practice and stayed in classroom with real-world experiences, while visionary administrators continue to steer the ship in the right direction by ensuring resources, curriculum alignment, and technical partnerships within our city. Together, we are molding the future of nursing. So how did we get here, and how will we continue this practice into the future? As a present nursing leader, to this I say and owe a big thank you to Ms. Mary Alice Lopez, a beacon of excellence. Mary Alice Lopez, a name synonymous with excellence, has left an unforgettable mark on our nursing programs here at Laredo College. Her tireless dedication to student success, innovative teaching methods, and unwavering commitment to patient care have elevated our institution to the highest level possible. Mary Alice's mentorship transcends those that we learn and see in textbooks, as she was known to teach wisdom, resilience, and compassion at all times. Whether guiding a struggling student or teaching groundbreaking research during her time, she embodied the spirit of nursing altogether. Her legacy inspires us to reach higher, dream bigger, and redefine what's possible here at Laredo College. In conclusion, the future of nursing education in Texas and here at LC hinges on collaboration, innovation, and unwavering commitment. Let us honor our faculty, celebrate our administrators, and recognize the Mary Alice Lopez's among us, whom are our students. To her family, the contributions they are making, and to Ms. Mary Alice Lopez herself. With the newly dedicated wings at Laredo College Health Science Building, together we will forge a path towards excellence, ensuring that our nursing graduates not only meet the challenges of tomorrow, but will shape them. Thank you, and may our shared visions guide us towards a brighter, healthier future.
Thank you, Dr. Martinez. Our college and our community have been inspired by the legacy of Mary Alice Lopez, and we will continue to work together to sustain and build on this legacy. I want to thank all of you for having been a part of this momentous occasion, and we now invite you to join us for some light refreshments and to tour the Mary Alice Lopez wing on the 2nd floor.